Factor investigation segment tonight, a group called Black Lives Matter. One leader of the crew, Alicia Garzon, issued a statement that says, quote, "When we say Black Lives Matter, we are talking about the ways in which black people are deprived of our basic human rights and dignity. It is an acknowledgement black poverty and genocide is state violence," unquote. Ms. Garza and her cohorts believing that America is committing genocide against some black citizens. In addition, the group is vowing to disrupt the upcoming Republican convention.
And trust and believe that any opportunity we have to shut down a Republican convention, we will. We will make sure that our voices are made loud and clear.
Now, the laughter you just heard came from MSNBC anchor people. So, who's funding Black Lives Matter? One of the big donors seems to be George Soros, our old pal, who gives big money to affiliates of Black Lives Matter, groups that do direct business with them. Also giving money directly to the group, entertainers Jay-Z and Beyonce. There they are. Joining us now from Washington, Kelly Riddell, an investigative reporter for the Washington Times. Is this just a fringe group, or should we take them seriously?
Well, I think you got to take them seriously. I mean, look what happened to Martin O'Malley a couple of weeks ago at the Netroots convention when he basically said all lives matter, was practically booed off the stage and then had to issue an apology. I mean,
well, he didn't have to issue this apology. Well, he chose to. But that's O'Malley's fault for even going to the Netroots convention.
I mean, Hillary Clinton has been there before. A lot of Elizabeth Warren, a lot of liberal activists go to this on a yearly basis.
I understand that. But I don't know whether this crew, Black Lives Matter, have any constituency other than the radical left, the real fringe nuts that run around the country saying crazy things. Have they made any inroads into a more established position?
Well, I mean, you got to look. Black Lives Matter is really an umbrella slogan kind of group that encompasses a lot of social justice workers and a lot of social justice organizations. And it's a group that was started by 3 women that work at Soros-backed organizations that are into community organizing, into kind of riling up activists. And what all of these social justice groups have in common is basically 3 things. The first is that they believe fundamentally that it's social policy and the man and the professional political class that is out to get them with unjust policies, that basically all of their social woes, all of their economic woes can be based on unfair policies. Second is that they're very well organized. You have a bunch of different separate organizations that basically there's think tanks that put out the narrative. The narrative is followed by all of these organizations. They have Twitter, they have Facebook, where they create an echo chamber, echoing each other. They've got professional protesters that go to places like Ferguson, Baltimore, Charleston, South Carolina, to basically rile up whatever the local vibe is there. And then lastly, they are all of these organizations from a certain standpoint are funded by George Soros' Open Society Foundation. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I found that within 1 year, George Soros dedicated $33 million to these types of organizations. So they're really well funded.
So $33 million for Soros to agitators who are organized to disrupt, and then the National Convention for the Republicans in Cleveland seems to be a target. What about Jay-Z and Beyonce? I mean, here are 2 extremely famous individuals. Do you think they know that giving money to an anarchistic group like this that wants to tear down the country and, you know, is talking about genocide and really, really extreme things, do you think they have any idea what they're doing?
I do, actually. One of the activists that said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were giving tens of thousands of dollars to the movement, her name is Dream Hampton, and she was a co-writer on Jay-Z's memoir, and she's part of this Malcolm X grassroots organization that is very extreme, and so she's part of their inner circle and was the activist that basically first reported that they were giving money because Jay-Z and Beyonce were getting a lot of flack from these groups for not. I mean, Jay-Z raps about it in his lyrics, and they wear, you know, the memorabilia or the Black Lives Matter T-shirts, but they weren't giving any any money. And so they kind of got.
We've invited Jay-Z and Beyonce if they have a statement they'd like to make or come in and explain why they're doing what they're doing. We're ready to receive them. Ms. Rydell, thank you very much. We appreciate it.